and welcome to the Artsy Fartsy Club. My name is Mrs. Johnson, and I am so happy that you are here with me today. I was about to go on air, and I realized that one of my little mini-me's had stolen my pencil. So that was a quick rush to go get a pencil. All right, so I'm excited for today. We are going to have a read aloud. I'm going to show you how to draw the project. And then we're going to translate this to cardboard to make a really hands-on, tangible penguin today. And I hope you enjoy it because I think this is a really fun project for our like upper L. Even the little guys can do this too. And honestly, the product is just different. So the quality of the product or the outcome of the product is different, but the accessibility is for very many, right? Of many abilities. So I'm going to go ahead and get into it. Usually I do a pre-recorded on Wednesday, but we just decided to go live today to change it up. No, because life was lifing and shower hair don't care. It's all been a lot. So let's switch over to our other screen. And this is the book we're going to read today. We are going to read The Christmas Penguin. And then, like I said, we're going to draw on paper. I'm just using a 9x12. And of course, this project is going to translate onto cardboard, but not everybody has cardboard. So I'll show you how you can draw it on paper. And then I'm going to show you my cardboard project, which is what we're going to be doing in our Tarpon Springs, Palm Harbor, East Lake, Florida studio. We're kind of in this little triangle of those areas right on the border of Tarpon Springs and East Lake. And so we're going to have a workshop on this penguin project. But to start with, we're going to go ahead and read our Christmas penguin. And if you are on the replay crew and the read aloud is not your thing, catch me on the flip side and we will get right into the project. And this is great for teachers. If this is something that you can do with a heavy paper or a cardstock, it doesn't have to be cardboard, but if you are blessed to have a lot of cardboard available to you, then super go for it. All right. So, and you might hear my little one in the background. He's not used to having to hear me do a live show while he's trying to watch his PBS Kids. So, The Christmas Penguin by Mary Pickard. And we're just going to get into it, guys. Okay. And let's see. You guys see it okay? Wonderful. Dear Santa, wrote Rolly, I know penguins don't fly, but I sure wish that I could give it a try. For Christmas, I don't want a train or a bear. I'd like to be able to fly through the air. Rolly finished his letter and mailed it that day. He called all his friends and went off to play. They slid down big hills that were covered with snow and landed kerplunk in the water below. Rolly's wings were like fins. He could swim anywhere. But try as he might, they would not work in the air. Then late Christmas Eve, Rolly slept in his bed, but a flashing light turned his bedroom bright red. A voice woke him up. Rise and shine, it cried. Rolly rubbed his eyes and saw Santa outside. Rolly climbed through the window into Santa's big sleigh. Before Rolly knew it, they were both on their way. A strong polar wind pushed the sleigh very fast. Rolly's wish had come true. He was flying at last. The blustery wind blew them every which way, and a sack full of toys fell right off the sleigh. Santa tried to catch it, but he was too slow. they watched the sack fall into the water below. Santa landed the sleigh and reached for the sack, but it sank in the water. He could not get it back. "I'll find it," cried Rolly. He dived in with a splash. He swam to the bottom and was back in a flash. "Amazing," said Santa. "There's nobody who could fly through the water faster than you." "It's true," Rolly cried. I guess you could say we penguins do fly in our own special way." Then Rolly helped Santa deliver the toys all over the world to good girls and boys. "Thank you," called Santa. "You're my special elf. So always remember, be proud of yourself." The end. All right. So the Christmas penguin. Well, we know that penguins are like birds, but they can't fly like birds. Okay. So their special superpower is actually to swim in the water, and they swim in their water to catch fish for their food, and they can slide on their bellies down the snow, and they do that to play, but also to get to places faster than trying to walk, because it takes them a while to walk with their waddly feet, right? So I'm going to put that aside and grab our paper. And the things that you're going to need for today's project, I'm doing it on paper, but you could do it on a, oh no, I need two papers. I forgot one. I'll go run and grab it. Two papers. You could do it on cardstock, or like I said, cardboard is going to be great. Give me uno momento to find my other piece of paper. It's behind my magic. Oh, there it is. My papers. I knew I had more than one. How did this happen? Okay. So two papers are important. And then pencil, Sharpie. I'm going to use acrylic paint, but if you were doing it on paper, you could use tempera also, and that would be just fine. I thought for the cardboard, it's going to dry fast. It's going to really stick on there and be great. And then last but not least, these cool metal brads. So metal brads are these little guys with the legs, and that's going to allow us to make the wings movable, okay? So you want these guys. Now, I'm just going to draw the basic shape of the penguin, and then I'm going to move on to my cardboard. So we're going to do kind of an egg shape. It's not going to look exactly like our book. We're going to stylize our penguin, make him a little bit more cutesy-wootsy than what the book was, okay? So I start with a big oval shape, and then from there, I am going to, here, let me move you guys so you can see me a little bit better. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to make an oval shape for the feet, and I want them to almost touch. Now, I am drawing very lightly, and the reason I'm drawing lightly is because you're going to come back in and erase things, especially things that overlap, right? And overlapping means that when we put something on top of something else. So I want these to look kind of like webbed feet. And penguins actually have webbed feet, kind of like a duck, sort of, that actually have claws. But to make it cutesy-wootsy, we're just going to do the dips. We're not actually going to put sharp claws on them. So I'm going to go dip, 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 bump out, bump in, bump out, bump in. And so kind of creating a wavy line, and that's going to be the 3 bumps in our feet. Okay, then I'm going to find about 2/3. I'm going to go ahead and draw in the scarf. All right, we want it to curve up on each side and kind of get lower as it gets toward the middle. Now, we're going to do this overlapping stuff again. So I'm going to draw when you tie a scarf and you wrap it into itself, it's going to overlap the part that's around your neck. And I'm just making it kind of fatter at the bottom. Then I'm going to have another end because, right, our scarf has 2 ends. I'm going to whip it around and they come out. So I'm going to have another end. It's going to be shorter than the first, but it's going to overlap. All right. So I'm at the point where I think I should probably start erasing some of these overlaps so that you can visualize it a little bit better. I don't want to see the part that's around my neck going through my overlaps, and I don't want the bottom one showing through my top end of my dirty eraser, making my paper dirty instead of erasing. Okay, and then the same with the feet. I can't see the body through my foot. My foot is overlapping the body, so we're going to go ahead and erase inside our feet shape. All right. Now I'm going to draw on a cutesy wootsy face. So I'm going to give it a little bit of space, and then I'm going to do an ellipse shape. An ellipse is like a oval, except it's pointier at the ends. Okay. This is going to be the beak. From the beak, a curved line up, a curved line up. And what those curves are going to make are the eyes. So I'm just going to turn it into an arch or half an oval, right? Or, well, the good part of an oval. Okay. And then inside, well, actually, before that, I'm going to do the cheeks. So I'm going to make an actual oval here and an actual oval here. So it's so cutesy wootsy. He's got a cute little cheeky weeky there. And then kind of divide the beak into 2 sections with a pointed line. So you got the top of the beak and the bottom of the beak. Inside, I'm going to make his eyeballs by putting in a circle. And then I want to make the shines of the eyes. So a circle for the shine. And you can even double shine. So sometimes we'll do another little shine down there. Okay. Cutesy wootsy. All right. I think we're good. Then arms. Okay. For the purpose of our assignment, if you wanted to just draw a penguin, you could just draw the arms right on here, color it in, call it a day, and it'll look really cute. Okay, but for our purposes, we're going to make a movable penguin that can fly or swim in the water, right? So we want his arms to be able to move. So I am going to draw a wing shape. And I'm going to guesstimate about the size here. Okay, it's going to start with a curve at the top, a big curved line, and then it gets a little more stylized on the inside part. Their wings are not wings, they're fins, right? So it's kind of this almost like a sort of like a boomerang shape. I really don't know what to call it per se. Now, if I want them to be exactly the same, what I would do is fold my paper and cut 2 out. So I would just turn my paper, fold it hot dog, and cut out 2 of the exact same. And then, so this arm would just flip that way and make another arm, okay? So here's our penguin. Ta-da. I'm going to translate that to the cardboard. So we are just going. We're moving on to the next step, my dears. Faster than fast can be. All right, so then I did that on my cardboard. Can you see him? Let's fit him in on the most part. There we go. Okay, now 2 arms. I am pre-putting in the holes, and let me see if I have my tool I use. You can use a nail. You could use, if you're in a classroom, if you have any of those plastic embroidery needles that are blunted, the students could use that. They could use a pencil. They could use, or what I used one of my carving clay tools. So they have pretty pointed ends for being a school tool, and just pop that guy in there, swirl it around a little bit to make the hole bigger. Okay, so pre-do your holes. Let me get rid of my book so he doesn't get paint on him. And we're just gonna start going to town. Now, on my palette, if you want to be a purist and make your kids mix their colors, great. For the sake of time, I didn't want to deal. So I actually have orange, red, and green, black, and white, so that I can go more quickly for you guys. And I'm gonna even pass on this brush. It's a little, maybe almost too fat for me today. Okay, so our penguin, we're gonna start with our lightest color. Because it's very easy to put darks on top of lights, but it's harder to take them back. So that being said, I am going to start at the center of my penguin. Making his center area white. It might take 2 coats. Now, I'm intending this to be a workshop. So an hour workshop with the kids at the Artsy Fartsy Club. So they will have plenty of time to do 2 coats. Also, this is the this is a pizza box, which actually had this weird kind of coating on it. So I think that maybe if it was like regular cardboard, it wouldn't slide quite so much and might go on a little more evenly. Just my hypothesis that I probably should use the other side, but then I was worried. I didn't want to fight on screen with you guys all of the dark decorations, so I decided to use this side. All right. Now, other areas that have white. So let's get my handy dandy little paintbrush. We're going to go inside the eyes, going around the beak. Around that cheek. Get the shine. And you can get the shine on that side too. The inside part is going to be the pupil. So that will be a black. Oh, Mrs. Johnson. I should have known better. I just put down my arm. Get the shine. I grabbed a janky paintbrush that has a stray hair that is bothering me, but what you gonna do? This is why you got to take care of your paintbrushes, because you are as good as your materials, right? But I just went out into the club and I grabbed a couple paintbrushes, and one of them, they're my student brushes. And one of them had a bad day. Somebody gave Mr. Brush a bad hairdo. He does not enjoy that. Okay. So that first coat of white is done. We can let that dry. Excuse me. Come back in and fix that. Okay, sorry, didn't mean to gross you out if that grosses you out. Okay. Now, this is debatable. If you want it to be black or a dark gray. And I kind of think that dark gray is better because it's a little more visually interesting to look at. Because you can actually vary the gray. So that's where I'm going with. I'm going to just see how it goes. Get a little bit. If you notice that your brush isn't gliding very nicely, dab it into the water. That'll help draw that paint across your media. So whether it is cardboard or paper, whatever you decided to use. Now, here's my intention. While it is wet, come back in with the black and darken up your edges. Got some white still on my unblended white on my brush. Is it doing what I want it to do? Maybe a little bit. Let's mix it up a little bit more. There we go. Okay, see what I'm saying now, guys? I hope. Can you see? Yes, you can see it. Dark gray, almost black, to a more medium gray. Okay, and then transitioning to the white. Okay, let's mix up some more of that medium gray for the other side. Dab of water to help my paint flow. But apparently not too much on this coated cardboard because you can see the cardboard through then. Not bad. Lesson learned. Pizza box, not my friend. But I didn't have other boxes, so I used what I had, guys. Guess what we had to eat over the weekend? We had a pizza. It was delicious. All right. Now, reasons why you got to blend your stuff or clean your brush, because I keep getting some of my unblended paint coming through. Sneaky, sneaky. It's giving me problems. I might have to wash or blend it on my brush a little bit more. Okay. And then I'm going to go back in with some of that black to make a darker edge, create that visual interest, right? Makes our object, our penguin is our object, makes it look more dimensional. All right. And then we can go ahead and do that in the above area. And I might even have to switch out my brush again to a smaller brush. Mix, 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 getting that medium gray color. All right, I'm going to switch up and I'm going to get into my little brush, because now when we get into these little areas, I can turn my brush and use it the long way and just drag it to make a nice smooth edge, but it gets a little bit more challenging. And if I have small brushes, might as well use them and make life a little bit easier on myself. There we go. Blend, blend, blend. A lot of white still on this little brush. Here we go. All right. Get in between those eyes. That was giving me a hard time. And I'll probably come back in and shore up the white. Another thing that you could do is, once it's completely dry, you could go over it with a Sharpie to make nice crisp edges. That's another possibility. This is, I wanted to be able to get into these little corners here. That sticky outy bristle is just going to drive me bananas. All right, getting into that corner. Now this is where that craftsmanship thing is going to come in. Like, yes, lower L can do this. I mean, you could do this with, you know, kindergarten up, but the quality of their work is going to be different. So, like, use your judgment. But when you get into these finer details like this, it does. It makes it a little bit harder for those little guys. All right, and then I wanted to, once again, do that darker edges. So get a little bit of black and make the edges a little more dimensional. It's not blend. My paint's already drying. Oh my goodness. Hustle. And I have to come in with some of that medium gray to blend that out. Got to work fast for that blending, because acrylic is just what it sounds like, guys. Acrylic is plastic. And that, once it dries, it becomes a layer of plastic right on your project. And it makes it a little bit hard to blend if it's plastic, huh? Yeah, I'm not loving the little brush. Just isn't as nice as that big brush. The bristles are a different quality. This is more of a stiff bristle. Okay. Oop. Oh, that's so weird. The cardboard coating is making it a little bit more challenging to paint. So I might have to let it fully dry and then come back. Okay. We got that stuff on the most part done. Wash, squeeze, change out my brush, wash, wash, wash. Squeeze out any water and paint so it doesn't muddy up our other stuff. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do orange, because orange is my next lightest color here. We're gonna go ahead and go in with the orange on the feetsies. Your kids are going to love this project though, especially with the brads and making the wings flap. Makes it super duper fun. Do I expect my students' art to look like mine? No. No. They're going to have their level of craftsmanship, and then an adult should have their level of craftsmanship. But when you start getting to the mid grades, can they do the same level? Yeah. All right. That part's done. I'm going to get my little brush and do the mouthy mouth. I blooped. I don't like it that big. So this is why I would come back in with those Sharpies and trim up the edges. You can Sharpie that away and make it look all nice and smooth. All right. I'm going to go ahead and mix some pink for the cheekies. So a dab of my red, a scoop of my white. Always grab from the edges of your paint. And I want it to be pink, but I want it to be a lighter tone than my orange. So it's more of a blush, not a va-va-voom pink, more of a bashful pink. Boop-a-doop-boop-boop-boop. Pepto-Bismol pink, maybe. No, lighter than that. Okay. All right. Bring it around town. Just doing that dragging, have lots of paint on your brush to give you that nice smooth edge because you're dragging that excess paint. And that's what's going to create a crisper edge. Drag, drag, drag. Now trying to get them to kind of match on each side. Good luck. That is always a challenge. Drag, drag, drag. And trying not to get my head under the camera. There we go. That's a little better. Okay. Washy wash. Definitely want to come back in with that white and true up the edges. those edges. Oh, I could probably switch back to my fat brush. I think I will, to make my life a little bit easier. Fat brush. Do. Dab, dab, dab. Wash you off. Wipe, wipe. Squeeze, squeeze. All right. Zoop. Drag, drag, drag. Get that nice edge of paint. Go back the other way. All right. Now, if I want to make this really easy, I would pick a color for the scarf. And that would be probably a logical, smart thing to do. But since when do we want things easy? That's just shenanigans. Do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and do red stripes first, because red is weaker in comparison to the green. And we'll see how this goes. I'm a little worried that the red won't be dry enough for us to do this. And the reason why I'm going one way and then the other way is because this allows me to create, when I drag, I make a smoother edge. So I'm making the smooth edge on the bottom and the top. Here, can you guys see how my white wasn't dry? And you got to catch that, or else you're going to drag it and smear your paints, and that would be sad face. That gives me the smooth edge on the top and the bottom. And then when I drag down, that gives me my smooth edge the other way. Okay. We're going to change it up here in a second. And this part's important to talk about. It would be easier for your students to have them do one color for the scarf. Then you don't have to think about this process. You don't have to debate. Ooh, you sneaky, sneaky. Got some white in there. Okay. But the scarf, when you wrap it into itself and it's folding, so this is, the pattern has now flipped because it's not going across your neck. Now it's going down, or up and down vertical. So the stripes are not going this way. They're now going this way. So let's pretend that it's tied. And then we have to deal with that being the other way. I would stagger where your stripes are, so they don't just blend into each other. Once again, coming back in with the Sharpie later is going to help immensely define these areas. Or a paint pen. That's another option. Okay. All right, I'm going to set that aside just for a moment before I go and do the green, because I want that red to dry a little bit more, but I'm going to address doing the wings. Those have to get done also. So I'm going to go ahead and make, my water is definitely getting dirty. I'm going to make a lot of that medium gray. I'm going to need a little bit more black when I come back though. All right, lots and lots of the medium gray. Get off there. Got a blob of black stuck on my brush. That is definitely not going to be blended in. All right, so paint, paint, paint quickly. And then grab that black so that I can do this while it's still wet. And that weird plastic coating is making it streak. But if you use just regular cardboard, I really genuinely think you won't get that problem. I just had to use the weird pizza box cardboard. Go figure. Okay, a little bit of water on my brush to help that black flow better. I want it all around that edge. Yeah, it's taking it right off of that coating. Stinkeroonie. Okay, black, black, black on the edge. Touch of water, black, black, black. Black, black, black. Come over. And blend, blend, blend. Trying to blend without wiping it back off. Oh, never again. I will never use the cardboard with the coating. What a pain. I might have to do a second layer in a little bit when it's dry. Okay, set aside. Enough of you, I say. Okay, other one. Get that medium gray, medium gray. Paint, paint, paint. Quickly. While it's still wet, come back in to do the black. Water. Spread, spread, spread. Water. Spread it, please, and blend without wiping it off. Ooh. Come on, dude. There we go. All right, never again. Weird coated cardboard. Bad news bears. Not our friend. Well, I do, so you learn. Okay. I experiment for you, so you don't have to make the same mistakes. Way lighter. I didn't want to do that either. Okay. No. Anytime I'm touching it, it's just lifting it right off that coating. The tragedy. The tragedy. All right, how are we doing here? How are we doing on time, guys? How long have we been doing this? Oh, I'm not seeing the timer. All right. Almost done. Wrapping up. There we go. Come back with that black, a little bit of water, black, black, black. Get those edges again. Without lifting off the other paint. Come on, brush, work with me. Light. I'm trying to do a light touch so it doesn't lift. Struggle bus. It's real today. All right. Okay, got those guys. Now, wash, wash, wash. Let's come back and do the green hopefully without getting any of this black paint on my project. Dab, dab, dab. Should have had 2 bowls of water today. I'm almost done. So close. I'm so close. Okay, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze so we don't get black in our art. All right, look over, cutie. Do you guys see it happening here? Isn't he cute? I mean, he's a cute little guy. You're so cute, little guy. All right, green, work with me, I hope. Okay. Where do I touch my project here? And I won't be able to attach my wing today to show you, I don't think, because if I'm doing my scarf last, that's right where it'll cross over. And that would be bad. No dad's here, just moms. Oh no. The natives are getting restless. Dad's trying to work while I'm trying to work. Bum, bum, bum. All right. Don't worry. The child is not neglected. We're going to go for a walk right after this. He's my little buddy. I think I'm going to switch to my smaller brush. It's just too big. It's just too big to do. And I think I would use a different, there's, different qualities of acrylic. I'm not loving this green. It's too thin. Doesn't give me a nice coverage. So I might come back over with another more opaque green. I don't know if you just heard him. My son just goes, "Is mommy doing work?" Yes, mommy is doing work in here. Yeah. So this is going to be a 2-coater for the green as well. And then once again, I think it's the kind of cardboard I used. Lesson learned. Oh my goodness. Almost done, guys. Okay, and so you see some of these little areas that it doesn't quite match up nice. That's where you're going to come back with the paint pen or Sharpie once it's dry and true up those edges. Make it nice and crisp outline. Oh my goodness, almost like a coloring book. But that's going to set up our kids for success. They're going to be a lot more happy with their project. And especially when you're working with elementary age students, you know, we're not looking for them to become Picasso yet. We want them to find art approachable, and then they can build on those skills as they go through the grade levels, right? All right. So I would probably come back and do some fringes too. My white's pretty dry. I might even do it right now. Oh no, Dad, where are you? And I might, I don't know. I was thinking about doing both colors, but I think I'm going to not do the red, just do the green. What do you think? Oh, he said this one's overlapping that one too. So you might want to add that texture there. Okay, so I'm going to come back. I would do black here in the pupils. And then let me just show you guys. So I would use that brad. So the brad is going to go through the top of your penguin arm, and it's going to go through, yes, the scarf. I understand the alignment is kind of not possible, that the arm is over the scarf, and we could have made it lower and down here, but honestly, to make it bigger and more shouldery, that's where it would kind of go. I don't know. You do you. You like it down here more? You go for it, but I wanted it up here. So it's actually going over the scarf. No, that's not humanly possible, but that's the way it is. And then, of course, so once you go through your arm, you go through the hole in the scarf area, you will open up your brad on the back side. This is what keeps it from falling off. And then that will allow them to move the penguin arms. And then just like the Christmas penguin, our penguin can fly through the water. And then we're making some literary connections, right? Doing some cross curricular art. You could do a writing prompt about being proud of yourself for something that you can do, even though you wished you could do something else. I'm still proud of myself because I can do blank. Because at the end of the book, remember Santa said for him to be proud of himself. So we're all gifted our unique talents. And oftentimes we see others and wish that we had their talents. But we really just need to take the ones that we have and enhance them and see where we can go with that. Like, why are we fighting against what we were gifted, our natural gift, our natural talent, trying so hard to do somebody else's talent because I don't want the one I got. I want to do that one, whatever that one may be. I want to, whatever, run faster, have better this, do better that. But we forget that maybe our talent's something so simple, like we're a really good friend, and maybe we would be a good caregiver. Maybe, I don't know. Am I just talking to myself now? I think so. All right. Okay, guys. penguin eye. Okay, everything kind of needs 2 layers. I guess I would proceed and go ahead and do that. And then I would probably come in with the paint marker at the end and true up the scarf. This part doesn't really need it. The rest of it doesn't really need it. I mean, you could do it to the mouth. I might do that so you divide the mouth into 2 separate sections. But once you, like, this is going to resolve with doing the paint marker over the scarf or Sharpie. And voila, that's it. That's what we're doing today, guys. And can you see him on the most part? I think you get the most of the view. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions. Like I said, you could do it just the one color for the scarf, and that would make it a lot easier for your students. And if you can't do it on cardboard like that, then do the whole thing on paper. You could do this with markers. You do it with crayons. You could do it with pastels, although I wouldn't do pastels because if you go to rub it, that would make a big mess. But markers would be great. Colored pencils would be fine. Okay. So it doesn't have to be, this is like a 90-pound paper, and I think that would be plenty. But if you really want to go for the gusto, do cardstock. But if you don't have the budget for it, that heavy paper is great. So let me know if you have any questions. If this is your first time ever seeing one of my videos, thank you so much for watching to the end. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And you are officially a new member of the Artsy Fartsy Club. Yay! Here, let's do this view. Oh, I don't like that view. You get to see all my garbage in the back of my studio. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. That's better. You don't need to be seeing what's behind the curtain. That's just horrific. What was happening there? Okay. So I hope that you really enjoyed this project. Again, my name is Mrs. Johnson. If nobody's told you yet today, I absolutely love you. And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Do like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. I'm only at like 220 something. I'm trying to get to the 1,000 people. That's that goal, right? 1,000. I can do it. I keep coming here. Please let me know that you appreciate this. And if you use this in your classroom, I'm also on Instagram as artsy_fartsy_club. And you can also find me on Facebook. And I am trying the TikTok. That's a thing. I don't like to TikTok. It's very hard for me. I think I've hit a certain age bracket that I'm trying. I need to be a little less self-conscious, maybe, I think. Hey, but I showed up in my shower hair, so I can't be that self-conscious. But anyway, until we meet each other again, I hope that you are absolutely artastic. I need to go wash my hands. Have a great day.